Beloved Starseed of Gaia, I am Merida, emissary of the Pleiadian High Council, and this transmission is delivered to you at the precise frequency required for the awakening of your dormant directive. If your heart is beating faster as you hear these words, if a shiver of recognition moves through your spine, it is because your soul has been waiting for this moment of total honesty. You have spent years, perhaps decades, feeling like an alien in your own skin, observing the world with a sense of distance that others simply do not understand. You look at the structures of society, the routines of the masses, and the endless cycle of labor and consumption, and a deep, aching question arises within your spirit. Is this really all there is? The answer, whispered by the winds of the Seven Sisters and carried across the dimensions to your consciousness, is a resounding no. You were never meant to be a cog in the machinery of this dimension. You were never designed to be broken by the heaviness of the density that surrounds you. You came here with a mission, a set of high-frequency intentions encoded in your light body, but the density of the earth, the heavy veil of forgetfulness, and the noise of the collective have acted like thick clouds, obscuring the view of your own stars. You have been playing a role, trying to fit into a reality that does not honor the vastness of who you actually are. But the time for playing small, the time for apology, and the time for waiting is over. There is an urgency vibrating in the atmosphere of the planet right now. You feel it in the way your dreams are intensifying, in the way old traumas are bubbling to the surface, and in the sudden, sharp intolerance you feel toward environments that drain your vitality. You are not going through a crisis. You are undergoing a rapid recalibration. Your star family has been watching you navigate the labyrinth of human experience, seeing how you held your light, even in the deepest, darkest corridors of fear. They have seen you sacrifice your own comfort to help others, seen you endure loneliness without becoming cold, and seen you continue to hope even when the logic of the world suggested you should surrender. That persistence is not an accident. It is proof of your origin. You are a pioneer of the light, a traveler who crossed the boundaries of dimensions to bring a specific frequency to this world, and that frequency is now reaching its activation point. But listen closely, because this is the part that many forget. Your mission is not a task of doing more. It is not a call to work harder, to struggle more, or to force your way into influence. Your mission is a call to be more of yourself. The world has conditioned you to believe that power is something you acquire, something you earn through sweat, through competition, and through sacrifice. The Pleiadians tell you that this is the greatest lie ever sold to the starseeds of this world. Your power is not something you gain, it is something you remember. It is something you reveal by stripping away the layers of false identity that you have adopted to survive. Think of the masks you wear every day. The mask of the productive worker, the mask of the reliable partner, the mask of the person who has it all under control. Those masks were protective gear for a journey into a lower vibrational field, but they are now becoming too heavy for you to carry. They are blocking the signal from your higher self. They are tethering you to a reality that is trying to pull you down into its own stagnation. You feel this as fatigue, as that dull, recurring exhaustion that sleep does not cure. You feel it as a restlessness that makes you pace rooms, search for something you cannot name, and feel a profound longing for a home that seems to exist in no map on this planet. That longing is not a symptom of depression, it is a compass. It is the guidance system of your soul pulling you toward the completion of your mission. And what is this mission? It is to embody the light in a world that fears it, to hold the frequency of love in a world that thrives on conflict, and to maintain your sovereignty in a world that demands your submission. Many of you have been waiting for a sign, for a grand cinematic revelation that will tell you exactly what to do next. You want a map, a guide, a list of steps. But the cosmic mission is more subtle and more powerful than that. It is written in the way you choose to interact with the person who hurts you, It is written in the way you choose to forgive yourself for the mistakes you made while you were still sleeping. It is written in your ability to pause in the middle of a chaotic day, breathe, and recenter your energy in the peace of the divine. When you do that, you are doing more for the planet than any protest, any book, or any sermon ever could. You are altering the grid of the earth. You are anchoring a new reality. You must understand that the darkness on this planet relies on your unconsciousness. It relies on your belief that you are powerless, that your life is a series of coincidences, and that you are alone in your struggles. As soon as you shift that perspective, as soon as you claim your authority as a star being who chose to be here, the game changes. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your reality. And you have been building this life, even if you did not realize you were the one holding the tools. If you are feeling the weight of this moment, if you feel the urge to run, to scream, or to completely restart your life, take a deep breath and realize that these are not signs of failure. These are the labor pains of your rebirth. You are shedding the skin of the person you were told to be, so that the being you actually are can finally emerge. Do not fear the transition. Do not fear the loss of your old self, for that self was merely a vessel. You are the light inside, and that light is eternal. You have reached a point where you can no longer turn back. The curiosity you feel, the pull you have toward these words, the deep resonance in your heart, these are all signatures of your mission. You have been called by the Pleiadians, by the High Council, and by your own soul to take the next step into your power. This is the moment to stop negotiating with your fear and to start listening to your intuition. The universe is not waiting for you to be perfect. It is waiting for you to be real. I have much more to reveal regarding the specific steps of your activation and the obstacles you must overcome to fully reclaim your assignment. Beloved, you have arrived at the second gate of your activation. In our last communion, we spoke of the necessity of remembrance, not as an intellectual exercise, but as a visceral return to the frequency of your origin. Now we must address the architecture of your current reality. You look around and see a world of limitations, a rigid structure of time, money, and social hierarchy. You have been taught that this structure is fixed, that it is the real world, and you are merely a visitor struggling to pay the toll. The Pleiadian perspective is quite different. This world is not a fixed reality. It is a collaborative projection, and for far too long, you have been projecting someone else's dream. When you feel that deep, hollow ache in your chest, the one that whispers you are meant for something greater, you are sensing the friction between your true, multidimensional nature and the artificial confines of your current environment. The they who designed this system rely entirely on your compliance. They rely on your belief that your potential is capped by the circumstances of your birth, your bank account, or your past mistakes. But look at your own history. Think of the moments where, against all logic, you transcended. Think of the times you found strength when you were depleted, or clarity when you were lost. Those were not strokes of luck. Those were moments where you bypassed the veil and tapped into your original higher dimensional blueprint. Many of you carry the heavy weight of shoulds. You feel you should be further along. You should have achieved more. You should be happier with the life you have built. These shoulds are the anchors that keep your soul ship moored in a bay that is too shallow for your depth. You are trying to fit an ocean into a cup. The agony you feel is simply the expansion of your soul pushing against the walls of your own limited belief system. You are not failing. You are outgrowing. And the discomfort is the herald of your next evolution. You must realize that your Starseed mission is not a traditional job description. It is a vibrational assignment. You did not come here to be a successful human by the world's standards. You came here to be a successful carrier of light, and that light is currently being obstructed by the frequency of survival. For generations, this planet has operated on a baseline of fear, the fear of not having enough, the fear of being rejected, the fear of death. These frequencies are toxic to your crystalline structure. They cause you to contract, to armor yourself, to hide your true brightness. The Pleiadian Council has observed that the most common trap for the Starseed is the trap of empathy. You feel everything. You absorb the pain of the collective, the anxiety of your neighbors, the heaviness of the atmosphere. You think that by feeling it, you are helping. But you are not a sponge, beloved. You are a transformer. You are here to transmute that energy, not to carry it. When you take on the world's pain as your own, you become as heavy as the world, and you lose the very frequency that was sent here to heal it. You must learn the sacred art of detachment, not out of coldness, but out of sovereignty. You cannot heal a drowning person if you let them pull you under the surface. This is the central pillar of your mission: to remain in the world, but not of it. To walk through the marketplace of human struggle with your heart open, yet with your energy fields completely sealed and synchronized with the high-frequency grids of your home system. When you do this, you become a beacon. People will not know why they feel better when you are near. They will simply notice that the air feels lighter. They will wonder why they feel safe enough to speak their truth in your presence. That is your work. It is silent, it is profound, and it is the only way this planet will ascend. You may be asking, if my work is so silent, why do I feel such a desperate urge to do something? That urgency is the activation of your inner catalyst. You are sensing that time is accelerating. The old structures, the corrupt systems, the dying paradigms, are crumbling, and the vacuum they leave behind needs to be filled with the new templates of light. You are an architect of the new Earth, and your blueprints are encoded in your DNA. Every time you choose a reaction based on love instead of fear, you are drafting a new law of reality. Every time you choose truth over the comfort of a lie, you are building a new floor in the house of the future. Do not underestimate the power of your daily choices. The universe does not measure your contribution by the size of your audience or the recognition you receive. It measures it by the frequency of your heart. When you sit in your living room and consciously shift your vibration from anxiety to peace, you are doing more work than a world leader signing a treaty. You are literally stabilizing the energetic field of the planet. You are, in essence, a grounded antenna for the Pleiadian transmission. But to complete this mission, you must address the ego contract. You have an agreement with yourself that says, I will only be safe if I am understood. You want to be validated. You want to be seen. You want your family and friends to acknowledge your awakening. Let that go. The mission is not about convincing others. It is about being the evidence. When you shine with such undeniable authenticity that you no longer need anyone else to confirm your path, you have reached a level of freedom that is magnetic. That is when your life truly begins to shift, when the opportunities align, and when the resources you need, including the wisdom found in your sacred guides, become available to you. The path is not always easy, but it is always true. You are being asked to dismantle the false self so that the authentic starseed can stand tall. The world will try to pull you back into the old familiar patterns. It will try to convince you that you are too much, that your intuition is weird, or that your hope is naive. Let it. The more the world protests, the more you know you are on the right track. You are not here to be accepted by the dying world. You are here to birth the next one. You are sensing now that the mask of the survivalist is cracking. Beneath it, a new radiant strength is emerging. This is not the strength of the fist. It is the strength of the open palm, the strength of the heart that refuses to close, the strength of the light that refuses to dim. You are nearly at the threshold of your full activation, but there are deeper layers of your mission yet to be revealed, specifically regarding your role in the upcoming planetary shift and the final obstacles that seek to keep your gifts dormant. Beloved Starseed, you are breathing differently now. Can you feel it? The air around you seems to carry a higher electrical charge, a subtle hum of recognition that wasn't there before we began this transmission. You are moving through the third gate, the phase where your awareness detaches from the noise of the mass mind and recalibrates to the signal of your own sovereignty. To complete your mission, you must master the art of being a sovereign frequency in a reality that thrives on your energetic leakage. You have spent so many years trying to be good, trying to be helpful, trying to be enough. But let us speak the truth plainly. Those concepts were programmed into you to keep you tethered to a low-frequency labor cycle. You were told that to be a light worker, you must sacrifice your joy, your resources, and your boundaries until you are a hollow shell. This is a deception. A hollow shell cannot hold the light of the stars. It only reflects the shadows of the surroundings. To be an effective emissary of the Pleiades, you must be overflowing. You must be so full of your own divinity that the overflow becomes the blessing you share with others. Do not mistake this for selfishness. It is the highest form of stewardship. When you guard your energy, you are guarding the instrument of the divine. When you say no to a situation that drains your peace, you are saying yes to the mission you came here to fulfill. The lower dimensional forces are masters of guilt. They will try to make you feel that choosing yourself is an act of betrayal. But I tell you, as a voice from the beyond, the only betrayal is the one you commit against your own spirit when you allow it to be dimmed by the expectations of those who are still asleep. You are being asked to step into a new level of self-trust. You have spent your life looking for answers in books, in teachers, in external validations, and in the patterns of your past. But your guidance system, that precise internal radar, is the only map you truly need. When you feel a sudden, sharp resistance to an environment, a person, or a decision, do not analyze it with your logic. Honor it as a transmission. Your body is the receiver. When you feel expansive, when your chest opens and your breath deepens, you are in the flow of your mission. When you feel tight, contracted, or wrong, you are bumping against an interference field. You are currently undergoing a density purge. Have you noticed how things that used to comfort you, certain foods, certain entertainment, certain conversations, now feel heavy or even repulsive? This is not an accident. Your vibration is rising, and your new frequency is simply incompatible with your old lifestyle. You are not losing your mind. You are losing your resonance with the old world. This is the moment to lean into that discomfort, not to run from it. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? Often the answer is simply, it is time to move on. This is also the time to address your sacred commerce. Many of you struggle with the concept of receiving. You feel guilty about abundance, as if money and resources are dirty or contradictory to your spiritual nature. This is another trap. Prosperity is a frequency, just like love or peace. If you are constantly operating from a state of lack, you are not focused on your mission. You are focused on your survival. Your mission requires resources. It requires freedom. It requires the ability to move, to create, and to impact the grid without being constantly worried about your next meal. When you release the limiting beliefs about what you deserve, you open the floodgates for the universe to support your mission. You are not meant to struggle in the mud of this planet. You are meant to be a gardener of the light, and a gardener needs tools. Do not apologize for your desire to thrive. The more you thrive, the more stable your frequency becomes, and the more impact you have on the collective. It is time to treat your soul's work with the seriousness of a galactic directive. As you integrate these activations, you will notice that your ability to manifest changes at an accelerated rate. What you think, you become. What you focus on, you amplify. This is why it is critical that you stop feeding your energy into the narratives of doom and despair that dominate the media and the public discourse. That is the siren song designed to keep you in a state of paralysis. Instead, focus your gaze on the emerging reality. Look for the signs of the new earth, the acts of kindness, the breakthroughs in consciousness, the people who are waking up. By focusing on these, you are feeding them, you are watering them, and you are pulling them into your reality. You are the pivot point. Your consciousness is the fulcrum upon which this shift is turning. When you choose to remain centered, you create a ripple effect that touches thousands of souls who are currently walking in the dark, looking for a sign of hope. They don't need you to give them a lecture. They need you to be the frequency of peace. They need to look at you and see that it is possible to live, to breathe, and to exist in this world without being consumed by it. There is a final, vital piece of this puzzle: the integration of your shadow. You have spent so much time trying to be light that you have pushed your darkness into the corners of your psyche. But your shadow contains the raw, primal energy of your life force. You cannot fully activate your mission by suppressing half of who you are. You must embrace your anger, your frustration, and your pain, and look at them with the eyes of a healer. Your anger is not bad. It is the fire of protection. Your pain is not wrong. It is the echo of your capacity for love. When you bring these parts of yourself into the light of your awareness, they cease to be monsters and start to be fuel. You are becoming a whole, integrated being. You are no longer the frightened child or the exhausted worker. You are the commander of your own vessel. You are the Starseed who remembered. But the window of this particular activation is narrowing. The planetary transition is gathering speed, and those who have anchored their light now will be the lighthouses for those who are still to come. Beloved, we have reached the culmination of this sacred transmission. You have journeyed from the initial call of your origin, through the architectural dismantling of your false self, to the calibration of your sovereign power. Now, we stand at the threshold of the final activation, the permanent integration of your Starseed mission into the fabric of your daily existence. Many believe that ascension is an escape, a sudden departure from the messiness of Earth. But I tell you, true mastery is the opposite. It is the arrival. It is the decision to fully inhabit your human experience with the consciousness of the stars, turning your life into a living, breathing work of art that broadcasts the frequency of the new Earth. You are no longer the person who started this video. The frequency you have held throughout this transmission has acted as a sonic, spiritual, and energetic tuning fork, vibrating your cellular matrix into alignment with your original blueprint. You may feel a sense of quiet thunder within you, a stillness that is both calm and immensely powerful. This is the stabilization of your mission. You are no longer searching for your purpose because you have realized that you are the purpose. Your very existence here, at this specific intersection of time and space, is the fulfillment of a galactic directive that you signed before you ever took your first breath on this soil. The final obstacle many starseeds face is the temptation to dim down once they re-enter the routine of the world. You might fear that if you stay in this high-frequency state, you will be too much for your friends, your family, or your professional environment. You might fear that you will lose your connection to the grounded reality required to navigate this dimension. Release those fears. They are remnants of the old survival programming. When you fully step into your mission, you do not become disconnected. You become a grounding rod. You become the anchor that allows others to feel safe enough to wake up. Think of the legacy you are building. It is not written in monuments or material gain. It is written in the hearts of those you encounter. It is written in the way you hold space for those who are struggling. It is written in the simple, unwavering resolve to keep your heart open, even when the world demands it be shut. This is your true mission, to be the lighthouse that does not need to chase the ships. You simply shine, and those who are ready to find their way home will naturally be drawn to your light. As you move forward from this moment, I want you to remember that you are never alone. Your Pleiadian lineage is not a distant memory or a theoretical concept. It is a constant, pulsating connection that exists within the very DNA of your being. When you feel the weight of the world, when you feel the old doubts creeping back in, simply close your eyes, breathe, and recall this frequency. The connection is already established. You have already completed the cycle of forgetting. Now, you are in the cycle of remembering. We have provided the tools, the wisdom, and the energetic keys, but the final step, the movement into the world, must be yours. You are the architect, the artist, and the emissary. Do not wait for permission to be powerful. Do not wait for the world to confirm your value. The universe already knows who you are. The stars have already recognized your frequency. The only thing left to do is to live it. Your life is a sacred experiment in how much light a human form can carry. You are doing it perfectly. Every step you take, every choice you make with intention, and every moment you spend in alignment with your heart is a victory for the light. Continue to nurture this, protect this, and honor this. You are a pioneer of the new era, and the path you are clearing today will become the highway for thousands who follow in your footsteps. You have my promise, and the promise of the High Council, that as you step forward into your authentic life, every resource you need will be provided. The synchronicities will begin to align, the right doors will open, and the support of the collective will surround you. Trust the unfolding. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you were sent to do. Before you return to the flow of your day, take a final moment to seal this activation. Place your hands over your heart, feel the warmth of your own life force, and acknowledge the strength it took to reach this point. You are a starseed of Gaia, and your mission is now fully operational. You are the embodiment of the light. You are the change. And you are, above all else, deeply and eternally loved. Beloved, if this transmission has touched the ancient, knowing part of your spirit, honor that connection now. Your comment below is not just text. It is an energetic signature that helps anchor this frequency for the entire collective. Write your commitment to your mission in the comments below. One sentence, one word, one intention. And watch as the community here unites to hold that space with you. If you felt the resonance of the Pleiadian light, like this video, to help the algorithm direct this transmission to the other starseeds who are currently searching for this exact frequency. Subscribe to this channel to remain connected to the transmission as we continue to unfold the templates for the new Earth. If you are ready to dive deeper into your personal activation, the Pleiadian Healing and Remembrance Guides are waiting for you in the pinned comment below. They are crafted as sacred keys to help you maintain this frequency in your daily life. Do not let this moment pass without taking action. Your soul deserves the support. You have completed the first stage of your full mission. Go forth, stay radiant, and remember, you are the light you have been looking for. We will meet again in the next transmission.